Next is diagnostic research. So diagnostic research refers to the practice of looking for a better way to identify a particular disorder or condition. Okay, so here we are going to look for a better way to identify the diseases. Okay, as soon as we identify some disorder, it will be easy for to treat the disorder, right? So this is also of importance. Next is quality of life research. Okay, so in this what happens is they explore ways to improve the comfort and the quality of life for individuals who are suffering with chronic illness. Okay, so for example, uh, patients who are suffering with cancer, right? uh, there are treatment for some kind of cancers if we diagnosed it in early stages, but in advanced stages we can only improve their quality of life, we can only reduce the symptoms and signs, right? So that kind of research to make the quality of the life better for the patients who are suffering with chronic illness, that kind of research is known as quality of life research. Next is genetic studies. Genetic studies aims to improve the prediction of disorder by identifying and understanding how genes and illness may be related, right? So this is also a really important one. We are going to study how the genes are related with any particular kind of illness. Okay, so the last one here is epidemiological studies. Epidemiological studies means it is to identify the patterns, cause, and control of disorder in groups of patients. Here we are going to study in large population of people. Okay, so that is known as epidemiological studies. So all these are the different kinds of clinical research: treatment research, prevention research, diagnostic research, quality of life research, genetic studies, and epidemiological studies. So our next slide shows us what are the different phases of clinical trials. Okay, see, clinical trials has four different phases. Okay, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. All these phases are different from each other. The type of study which we are going to conduct and the number of the participants who are going to be involved in these phases is different. The result or the type of data which we are going to collect in these spaces are different. Okay, when you join the course we will be explaining you in detail. Again, in phase 1 there are two sub phases, that is phase 1a and phase 1b. Like this there are four phases. Okay, we are going to explain you in detail uh, in the course. Okay, once you will join the course we are going to explain in detail what is the importance of each and every phase of the clinical trials. Okay, so clinical trial process. So here I have outlined how this clinical trial process flows. Okay, so before, you have to understand that before testing any kind of drug on humans, what we are going to do is we are going to test that drug on animals. Okay, so that kind of research is known as preclinical trials. Okay, so clinical trials was the test of the drug, the experimentation of any drug on humans is known as clinical trials. But the same type of experiments if we conduct that on animals, it is known as preclinical trials. Okay, so preclinical trials, the first step is preclinical trials. After collecting the data from preclinical trials, we are going to see whether the drug is safe to be used in the humans or not. Okay, so if it is safe, we will conduct the experiment of the drug on humans. Okay, if it is not, we are going to drop that drug. Okay, so the first stage in clinical trial process is preclinical trials. In that, we are going to conduct experiments on animals. Okay, guys, are you understanding what I'm explaining you? If you are not able to understand, please ask me questions. You can unmute yourself and you can ask me. If you're not understanding in English, you can ask me. I will help you. I can explain in Hindi also. I can explain in you in Kannada also. Have you understood what is clinical trials and what is preclinical trial? Anyone? We have to be interactive. If you are interactive, then only we can move forward easily. You will be able to understand each and everything, and only when you understand the concept properly, then only you will be able to crack the interview. Okay, if you keep your mouth shut.
May I?
Yeah, sure, ask me any doubt.
Yeah. My name is Jyoti. Preclinical trial, it means zero phase trial, kind of the animal trial.
No, ma. Uh, Zero phase trial, it is different. Now, in 2006, it has been added as a phase of clinical trial only. I will be explaining
Okay.
you in detail in the course, but there is a difference. Preclinical trials is not like zero phase of experiment which is conducted in animals. Preclinical
Okay, but
trial, it is
it kind
different.
of animal trial included.
See, in preclinical trials, we are going to collect the data of the investigational drug. Okay, here we are going to collect each and every type of data. Okay, about the safety, about the efficacy, about adverse drug reaction, all these data. Now the thing which you are talking is phase 0, right? In phase 0, what we do is we conduct the experiments on humans, but the dosing is micro dosing there. Okay, so in micro dosing, again we are going to see, we are going to collect the pharmacokinetic parameters. Okay, do you know what is pharmacokinetic parameter? Anyone, do you know what is pharmacokinetic parameters? You can simply guess. If you know the answer, whether it is right, whether it is wrong, it's okay. You can simply tell me. Do you know? Anyone have the idea of what is pharmacokinetic?
Yes, yes.
What is pharmacokinetics?
How many of you, excuse me,
Ab-
so how many of you are from pharma background? How many of you?
Pharmacokinetic ADME, yes. Absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. In short,
Right, right. So,
Any, yes, Sweta, 1 second. Can
yes,
you guys switch on your video? How many of you are from pharma background?
I think so. Bioavailability and toxicity is also included now.
right. They are the parameters of absorption. Right.
Yeah, right.
Guys, we will continue with this session. Please tell how many of you are from pharmacy background. If you are comfortable, please turn on your videos. Saurabh, Sujita, how many of you are from pharmacy background? Guys, you have to be interactive for better understanding, okay?
Okay, you can
Mohan,
continue.
okay. Jyoti, you were saying, so okay, right. Pharmacokinetics means study of how our body is going to act on the drug, right? Like how it is going to absorb the drug, how it going to distribute, how is going to metabolize the drug, and lastly how it is going to excrete the drug, right? absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. Okay, again in this ADME pharmacokinetics, there are different types of parameters, bioavailability, all these things will come, right? Volume of distribution, all these things will come. We will be exploring all those things in when we are going to study the basics of pharmacology. Okay, don't worry about that. So there is a difference between phase 0 trials and preclinical trials. So preclinical trials is basically the experiments which will be conducted on animals. Okay, next, after preclinical trials, what we are going to do is we are going to submit an IND application. So what is IND? IND means investigational new drug. Okay, so investigational new drug, what we are going to do is we are going to submit the data which we have collected from the preclinical trials. Okay, and all the clinical information which we have about the investigational drug, and we are going to submit all these details to regulatory bodies. Okay, there are different regulatory bodies. FDA, when we submit IND submission, we are going to submit it to FDA. Okay, Food and Drug Administration. Okay, so we are going to submit IND. If we get approval for IND, then only we are going to conduct clinical trials. Okay, once we get IND approval, only then we can go for clinical trials. Now in clinical trials, as I said, there are 4 phases: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. These were the common 4 phases, but in 2006 they have introduced one more phase, that is called as phase 0. Okay, so in phase 0 there is microdosing. Okay, again we will learn what is microdosing in detail in the course. Okay, and then we are going to conduct phase 1, then phase 2, and then phase 3. Okay, when we complete these 3 phases, again we will have to submit an NDA form, new drug application submission. Okay, to the regulatory bodies. Only after getting the NDA approval, we will go for phase 4, that is post marketing surveillance. Only after getting the approval for NDA, we can launch that drug in the market. And when we launch that drug in the market, we are going to follow up. We are going to follow up and collect the data about long-term effects of the drugs. Okay, so this is the process of clinical trials. First preclinical trials, then IND submission, then phase 1, then phase 2, after that phase 3, and then again we have to submit NDA application to the regulatory bodies. Once we get approval, only then we are going to go for phase 4. Okay, okay. There are some essential documents for clinical trials. Okay, without these essential documents, we will not get any approval from the regulatory bodies. So these documents are really important. Okay, and we have to maintain these documents till the completion of the clinical trials. So what are the different documents? The first one is investigator's brochure. Okay, second is clinical study protocol. In clinical study protocol, we have to collect all the data about how many participants will be there, for how long this research is going to be conducted, what is the design of the clinical research, all these information about the possible side effects of the drug, the details of the investigational new drug, complete all these data is present in clinical study protocol. Okay, so we will study one by one in detail later on. Okay, so these are some important documents: investigation brochure, clinical study protocol. Next one is subject information and informed consent form. So informed consent form is related to the participants of the clinical trials. Okay, the healthy volunteers or the patients who are going to participate in the clinical trials are known as study subjects. Okay, participants. So this form is related to these study subjects. Okay, they will have to sign an informed consent form, that this is simply the process where we are going to uh, see that the participant is willingly participating in the clinical trial. Guys, please, who, Harini, please turn off your audio.
ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಕಡೆ ಪುನಃ ಪುಟ್ಟಿ ಹಾಕೋದು ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಈ ಎಡಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೇರಿ ಬರುತ್ತಾರೆ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೋಡಿ ಈಗ ಚೂಸ್ತಾರೆ. ನನ್ನ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಇತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ. ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈ ತರದ್ದೇ ಸಿಲ್ಕ್ ಈ ತರದ್ದು ಕಷ್ಟ.
Harini, please turn off your audio.
ನಾನು ಅದೇ ರಿಬ್ಬನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
Okay, so informed consent form is it is a process in which we are going to give information to the study subject about the clinical trials, what will be the possible benefits of this drug, what will be the possible side effects of the drugs, what is the design, everything. We have to inform each and everything about our clinical trials, and then we have to take a signature that the participant is willingly participating in these clinical trials. No one is forcing her, no one is bribing her. Okay, so this is really important and we will study it in detail. Okay, so next document is clinical study reports. Okay, and the last one is case report form. So all these documents are really important. They will be asking you questions on this in the interview. Okay, so we will be studying it in detail in our course. So this is just a demo class. We are going to see briefly what are the things which we have to study. Okay, so this was all about clinical research. Okay, we are going to cover the documents which are important. We are going to cover in detail about the phases of clinical trials. We are going to cover the types. Okay, what are the goals, all these things. Next, our next topic is pharmacovigilance. Pharmacovigilance is the science of monitoring the safety of the medicines and taking action to reduce the risk and increase the benefits of the medicines. As we have seen the definition earlier also, so pharmacovigilance is the field which is mainly concerned with monitoring the safety of the medicines. Okay, so the main aim of this pharmacovigilance system is to monitor the risk benefit ratio, right? So it is really important for any drug to have more benefits than that of the risk, right? There is no drug in the market which does not have even one single side effect or adverse effect, right? Each and every drug will have some or other side effects, but the benefits of the drugs is more than the side effects. That is why it has been launched in the market, right? So this is known as risk benefit ratio. The risks should always be less when compared to the benefits of any drug. Okay, so in pharmacovigilance we are going to monitor this risk benefit ratio so that